first, let's go back to New York City and take a live look there. We've been following this for our viewers all morning long. We're talking about a shooting that happened right there in front of the Empire State Building. 2 people dead, including the gunman. Yeah, and supposedly the gunman's body is still outside of the building, and what we're hearing is that it may have been an unarmed guard that actually chased this guy out of the building. We're still waiting to get some more details on this, but obviously Empire State Building, a huge tourist attraction. 4 million people a year visit the rooftop alone to get those great views, and just what a shock to see something like that. And certainly a scary situation. We're talking about a Friday morning. This happened 6 a.m. our time, which is 9 a.m. New York City. The search continues for the cause of this grass fire in Vacaville. At one point, this did threaten homes, and I should say that I took a drive out to Vacaville this morning to investigate a police situation that didn't really turn out to be much of a case. But I saw these trees that you could see the flames early this morning. I looked to my right and I didn't see any fire crews out there, but I saw the glowing fire of the trees burning. And I kind of wondered what was going on out there. And it turns out, yeah, it was a grass fire. The flames broke out around 7:45 last night along Pleasance Valley Road and Cherry Glen Road. Several homes were threatened at one point as the wind pushed the fire against the dry brush, but fortunately CAL FIRE and Vacaville fire crews got the fire contained around 10, containing it to 50 acres. Now to the Ponderosa fire. We've been following that one as well. Yeah, Ponderosa fire has burned over 28,000 acres. Firefighters now have 68% containment. 900 homes are still threatened, and more than 80 structures have been destroyed. In Plumas County, the fire has now burned more than 63,000 acres. Yesterday, firefighters battled wind gusts of up to 25 miles an hour. The mandatory evacuations remain in effect for the communities of Prattville, Canyon Dam, and Big Meadows. Firefighters have reached a 55% containment on that fire. So a lot going on in the weather department, and we're going to check with Harry Stockman in a bit. And Mike, we know that what Lance stands to lose, the Tour de France titles. He's looking at the lifetime ban. But what about personally, the fact that he was able to overcome cancer and accomplish that and inspire all these people, millions of fans, and not to mention all of the endorsements and money that he might stand to lose after this?
Okay, so the money part is that's going to evaporate. He was getting paid $1 million to participate in Ironman triathlons because he's a big name and people care about what Lance Armstrong does. That's not going to happen anymore. He might have to give back some money that he got from sponsors like the U.S. Postal Service, where he rode for them and rode to Tour de France victories. But I think Armstrong would say it's not about me personally, it's about my cause. And that cause is the Livestrong Foundation. That foundation, the ubiquitous yellow bracelets, do a Google search on a number of health items, that's like the first result. That cause endures, but the question is, how will it affect giving? I just got off the phone with a guy from an organization called Charity Navigator. They kind of rate charities. Livestrong is extremely highly rated. They're really efficient with money. They spend it well. They do good works. But the history is when someone so closely associated with a charity has some sort of ethical lapse, it does hurt giving.
Last year actually was when I started doing it competitively.
Competitively in the disabled championships. Connor has a rare condition that has left him partially paralyzed.
Connor, it's great to talk to you. Can you tell us about this competition that you prepped so hard for?
Thanks for having me. And for me, prepping was just, I stayed at my coach's house more this summer than I actually lived in my own house. So every other week I was in Chico at my coach's lake training.
We're talking about things that are trending out there. All right. And one of the things is actually a little sad, Kiba. And it has to do with a hippo who was stuck in a swimming pool. I actually pulled up his picture here. He died during a rescue operation. This was in South Africa, and this was a hippo who got separated from the herd. We see this happen occasionally, but he went to a swimming pool, a resort, to get a drink of water, and he ended up getting stuck there for 3 days. And what's sad is he died right as they were bringing the crane in to rescue him. He was sitting there for 3 days in feces-filled water. And that's basically what ended his life. So
Poor hippo. That's something that people are talking about. Now, we've got a lot of videos that I've been meaning to show throughout the show, and it's gotten a little unorganized, so I don't really know what we're going to go to, but there's a lot of videos trending out there. Let's see what this is. Okay, great. We're going to go to the tiny bicycle. This allows me to explain something because this video accidentally ran during our interview when we were talking about Lance Armstrong. This is not Lance Armstrong, and this has nothing to do with what is going on with him. This is actually just a video of a guy riding a very, very small bicycle that's getting a lot of hits out there. Now, Kiba, I don't know if you've seen this video. I believe this is out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've covered tanker fires before, but I've never seen one that has actually exploded. Take a look. You have one initial explosion there.
Right.
Wow.
Wow.
This all started with a multi-car crash. The tanker started leaking fumes, and fortunately crews kept everybody back on this, but just amazing video that was captured there. Crews actually used a vent and burn technique to stop the leak, but that shut down the highway for a long time, as you might imagine.
I bet it did. The fact that they were able to catch it happen, you probably think, oh, maybe the worst of it's done, and then you see this. Oh my.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we have any others, Lily? We've got another one, and this is one that we actually featured earlier this week, but it's trending out there. This has more than 4 million hits. This is actually from California. I don't know if you've ever been whale watching before.
I can't say
but
that
can you imagine being in your kayak and seeing this?
Oh yeah, we've seen this one. I've seen this video, Jeff. Can you imagine? No, I can't imagine.
No. And
No.
actually in Australia, you have to keep 100 meters away from whales for people's safety.
Recommendation, it's hot out here on this AstroTurf, so I recommend sunglasses and sunscreen and a bottle of water. Other than that, come out, support your vets and your high school football teams. Back to you guys.
All right,
Well,
Battle for Veterans, good information.
She looks good in the sunglasses, Kate. I like those. I like that model.
Yeah. You know, it's bright. I don't know if I've ever pulled this off before in a live shot, but I had to do it. We're all doing it.
Check your email afterwards. Bye, Kate. Thank you.
Food and music sounds like fun.
It does sound like fun for a good cause. Battle
Yes.
for Veterans, so check it out.
We are going to check some of your headlines that we're looking at, and we're talking about crews spraying for mosquitoes in the Bay Area. That's happening as the state and the nation battle an outbreak of the West Nile virus. 8 new human cases of the virus have been reported in California this week. For all of 2012, there have been 34 cases and 1 death. Rancho Cordova police officers need your help finding a missing teenager. Fatima Scott was last seen riding light rail last night in downtown Sacramento between 13th and 16th Street. The 16-year-old is considered to be at risk because of a medical condition. Scott and her family have been staying at a motel in Rancho Cordova. If you have any information on that case, just contact Rancho Cordova Police. Detectives believe a taco truck in Yuba County was selling more than just food. Yuba's Sutter's Anti-Drug Task Force says that the truck was selling thousands of dollars of meth and marijuana. After a 3-month investigation, agents seized more than $8,500 in drug money, hundreds of pot plants, and bags of meth. According to the team commander, Juan Oleg and his brother Ernesto would start off selling food and then sell the drugs on the side. Both are now in Yuba County Jail, and they're being held on a $50,000 bond. Well, you heard it from Kate. It is hot out there today.
It is. But you know what? After seeing 106, Jeff, I have a whole new perspective. When
On
we
what's
hit those
hot?
100s for what, 6 days in a row?
Yeah.
Harry Stockman, who was in for Ash and Harry, I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. 90's fine.
I don't even call it hot unless it hits 100.
And welcome back to News 10 at 9. We're wrapping things up with Maher's Moments. So let's toss it over to Jeff Maher for a look. How's it going, Jeff? Pretty good,
Take it
Jeff.
away, Jeff.
We've got some good stuff for you. All right.
Oh, boy.
Let's take a look at one of these videos that have gone viral out there. I don't support people shooting video of their babies close to pets. This cat, yeah, I know it's cute, okay, but the baby is pulling its tail. The cat is annoyed.
No.
Eventually, the baby puts the tail, where do you think?
In the mouth.
In the mouth, and what do you think's gonna happen after that?
Cat's gonna run away.
No.
No? Okay. Oh.
He's getting mad.
Uh-oh,
So why do you videotape your kids that cat could easily claw that poor baby's face. And this woman has posted more than a dozen videos of this baby playing with this cat.
Oh.
The cat, fortunately, is very tolerant of this.
Patient, right.
But as a mother or father, I don't care if the payoff is a viral video. I wouldn't risk my kid being scratched in the face or bitten.
I agree with you. I have 6 cats, and some of them are very docile and very warm, but they can react very quickly to something like that. Yeah.
Well, Harry, as a cat owner, do you think they must know this cat is very gentle and would never do it?
Well, yeah, if it's and they
look at
that could be the assumption, yes, that they are familiar with this cat.
The cat doesn't like it. The cat doesn't like it. It doesn't matter if it's declawed. He could still bite. You know?
All right, what else do you have for us?
We have another video, and this is something that I actually showed off a couple weeks ago. These people who impersonate themselves as celebrities, they hire their own paparazzi and bodyguards, and they walk around acting like they're famous. This guy did it in New York.
Did it work?
It worked because now he's famous. He was featured on Good Morning America recently. This guy is not known to anybody, but just because he hired people from Craigslist to look important, people think he's famous. Listen.
Yeah, very good actor. You liked him there? Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Spider-Man, they thought. No, he's not.
Who is he? He's some guy?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
He's a college student who was doing a social media experiment to see how obsessed we are with celebrity in this culture. And it's true.
Extremely.
We are obsessed with it.
Wow. Maybe you should try that.
Maybe I should.
We are all out of time. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful week and see you back here Monday.